Okay, thank you.
A bit ambitious this evening, and she was trying to go right across all the platforms. So RTE, BBC One and UTV haven't got a patch on us here at Case Flower School. Lots of camera, lots of lights, and hopefully a little bit of action. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Big welcome to our live class. So we have been advertising during the week that we were going to do a hydrangea door wreath this evening. And a huge thanks to Josephine, who does exist, because when Deirdre told me about Josephine, I thought she just made up that name. But there is actually a follower out there called Josephine.
I think she did classroom-based courses with us.
All right, okay. Who kindly and generously donated our hydrangeas for this evening, because the only hydrangeas I could get my hand on were pink ones. Now, they're absolutely fine, nothing wrong with them, but I said you're probably a bit sick of pink. So I was looking for the kind of bluey ones, and fair play to her. And we will be delivering this to her daughter, is it?
Yeah.
So don't be all looking for it later on tonight, okay? It already has a happy home to go to. So anybody that's watching, what we would really appreciate, what we would really love, is start commenting underneath. Let us know where you're watching from. You better tell us what's the weather like, because it was absolutely shite yesterday. But I have to say today wasn't too bad. It dried up. It was dry in Dublin, but I don't know what it was like around the rest of the country. We were working all day here today. We're also looking for people to share tonight's live, because to be honest, we haven't really done a real live in ages and ages. A lot of the lives that we had coming up over the summer months were pre-recorded lives. You probably copped onto that, because you probably said, that bitch is lying on a sunbed over in Lanzarote. How the feck could she be in Case Flower School doing a demonstration? So yeah, you were right. All the lives that we had coming up during the summer were all pre-recorded. But tonight, it's all live. Everything is really live. And we have an amazing giveaway tonight.
But before you do that, I just want a quick shout out.
Right.
So over on TikTok, if you're on TikTok, say hello. And I see we have somebody is watching in from Dubai. We have somebody watching in from Malaysia. And let me see, Elegant Nails and Lashes has joined as well there on TikTok. So big hello to TikTok.
And in case you kind of think I'm a bit cross-eyed tonight, she's most of BBC, RTE and Sky News is in front of me, and you're kind of more as the European news is over to the side. So TikTok, you're a bit on an angle to me in case I'm not looking at you. But just give
we have Essex and we have Denmark there on TikTok. Over on Instagram, we have, I'm not going to be able to go back through them all, but Noreen is watching in. We have Maria's watching in from Donegal. We've Mary watching in from Enniscorthy. We've Sandra watching in from Rathcoole. I think this is the other Instagram. And we have Florista watching in from New Jersey. We have Jer's Floral Creations watching in from Cork. We've Joanne Timmins is watching in. The weather is shite. She's here in the UK. On Facebook, we have, let me see. Oh, we have Darius from Serbia. We have Sue from Connecticut. We have Forget Me Not from France. We have, oh my God, we're all over the place.
We're all over. So again, comment, share our videos, and let us know what's the weather like in France, in Serbia. Serbia sounds
And we have somebody watching it from Tampa, and we're going to be in Tampa this year.
Tampa in November. Okay, the giveaway tonight. So during the week, I did talk about, I have a blank on the name. Flourish, how do you say
Emporium.
Flourish Emporium. So the owner of this company, she's based down in Cork. Lots of Cork people watching here today. Louise is her name, and she would have trained with us years and years ago. And now she's gone into scented candles and diffuser reeds. And it was live yesterday morning, actually it was. And I was just explaining to you about the bargain that she had. Can you see them handy on the table there, or did I bring them home? They were only €5. So she's gone into all new packaging, and she was selling off. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the candles.
Celine has
nothing wrong with the reeds.
Celine, you're going to be busy tonight because
get across all the platforms there. You'll be doing a jig for us. And she was selling them for €5. I know yesterday a couple of you were saying you're going to pop on. The ones that I had was the mandarin, basil and...
Lime, was it?
Lime, mandarin and basil. A bit like the Joe Malone scent. It was absolutely beautiful, and they were a bargain, they were. But what she is going into now, this mightn't be the proper name, because again, like, this isn't an ad. She sent this on as a gift, and I said, you know what, this would be lovely to do as a giveaway. Now obviously there's only one of them, because she didn't send us 5 of them, and we are going to have a question coming up, okay? And whoever gets the right answer is who we're going to pick. But I'll just show you. So this is, don't want to damage it. So this is the candle.
It's like the
holder.
Cinderella globe, isn't it?
Isn't it? No, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, Beauty and the Beast,
Beauty
that's
and the
what it
Beast,
is, yeah.
Right? So again, that's just tissue paper inside of there. So you have this glass holder, and it came with 3 bags of the wax
Sand.
I was going to say powder. So this is the wax sand. So I'm not sure if they're different scents.
No, the scent is in
the
it.
Scents come, yeah. So again, there's the little wicks and there's the little scents. Everything that you need, it's all here in the packaging, okay? So everything is there, all the directions. And then obviously to make sure that your kids don't topple over the sand, there's the little lid. Obviously that's just tissue paper there, okay? The little lid goes back down on top of it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't even know what price she's selling them for. So maybe if a couple of you tag her, she's probably sitting at home having a glass of wine, because I didn't even tell her. I thought of there a few minutes ago and I said, I better tell Louise I'm going to go live and that she put up the links for these. And she did had all the cameras set up, and she says, don't go near the fucking cameras now. She said, we'll be all over the place. So that is the giveaway that we're going to have here this evening, okay? So as I said, 3 bags of the sand, the wicks, the oils, everything is in there, and obviously the glass container.
And Noreen is working overtime here now as well, doing all the tagging. Thanks a million.
So again, I'm going to package it all up into that little box. That is all the rage at the moment, them sand candles. And again, like for weddings and events and so on, I'm going to leave all this to pack up later on. But as I said, we'll just package it up. We'll stick the winner's name and address on it, and we will be asking you to email us this evening so that we can do it in the morning.
Because this giveaway will be during the live, and
Yeah,
I see
it's gonna be during
Cynthia
the
is
live.
watching in there on YouTube, and she's watching in from Tennessee.
Fair play to you. Big, big welcome to everybody. And as I said, tell us what the weather is like, share this video, and even tell people that you think might be interested in watching this evening.
And just also because of late I've had so many new eyes on my Instagram and on the Facebook. If you've any
I
questions,
got new eyes as well. I
Did
got
you?
new followers on my Instagram page as well.
but if you have any questions to ask about anything about us or the school or anything like that, or what the weather like here in Dublin, we'll tell you it all.
This is it. And you want to know, okay, once it's not too nosy, we'll answer it. So as I said, Josephine gave us our hydrangeas. So these are twig rings, and these came in from O'Neill's. So O'Neill's Flowers up in Carlingford in Louth. Now, he didn't make them. They actually came in from a company, from a wholesaler that supplies them in Enchante. But I did feel they were a bit miserable and a bit skimpy, okay? But they were very reasonably priced. So I'm actually going to put 2 of them together, and I'm going to double up on them, right? So I'm just twisting. What the wire that I have here is just real wire. And as I will be wrapping wire around the twigs later on with the flowers on it, I'm just very randomly, very loosely, just going around the 2 twig rings there just to double it up. So whoever made these 2 rings up the north was a bit mean and a bit miserable with them. But normally with these twig rings, 1 is normally plenty. And again, there's nothing to stop you getting twigs out of the garden, out of the forest, and making your own twig rings if that's what you wish to do.
Celine says she missed the questions looking for the links. So Flourish Emporium at the moment, Celine, is the link that we're looking for.
Yeah.
Liz wants to know, girls, will we be attending Florex?
We are, yeah, we're heading over. We haven't decided, are we going to make a weekend session of it? Are we going to do a day return? Are we going to do just a booze cruise over and back in the one day? Or are we going to go over the night before and then get up early the next morning and do it all? We haven't decided. The weekend break is looking very attractive at the moment, you know that way, but there's that much on. The booze cruise over and back in the one day is also looking tempting, but we will definitely be there, 100%, yeah. We went every year. It's always fantastic. It's always amazing. It's great meeting everybody, and we normally meet a lot of our UK followers and our UK students, so it does turn into a bit of a session.
So if you are a florist and are looking to go to one of the best trade shows in the UK, I would say Google Florex, F-L-E-U-R-X, and look at, there's going to be demonstrations, there's lots of, Noreen says do the booze cruise.
Do they even happen anymore? I'm really letting away my age.
They probably
there,
do now, because now England isn't part of the Europe.
Yeah.
That's how we used to do before.
That's
wasn't
right.
it?
We go over and get all the duty free, and then I'll come back for that. I don't think we even get off the boat.
No, we
when you get
didn't.
over there, you just stayed on the boat because you have to buy that much drink. You know that way you've no way of carrying it off the boat, so you just stayed there. Or I think they used to make you get off and get back on the queue and queue back on again, and the little trolleys. Does anybody else remember, or are we giving away our age here? Now, fair play to Josephine. As I said, she did send us in lots of hydrangeas, but I had a mixture of sizes. So I had like little baby ones. I look at that little baby one there. And then we had like mammy daddy ones, you know, the absolutely huge ones. So I'm going to try something. This mightn't work. And listen, if I make a bags of it, if I make balls of it, you know what I mean? Sure, listen, you can still have to clap anyway. And I'm still going to have the giveaway. But what I'm going to try and do is maybe start off with small, medium, go a bit larger, go back medium, go back small, and hopefully meet in the middle. And chances are it's not going to work out. Normally what I do with the smaller ones is I double up on them, you know, and I put two small ones together to make a mammy one, you know, that way to do that. But I'm actually afraid that I might run short. So I'm going to try this. Listen, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's live.
It's €40 for the candles. Celine has just looked it up. That's a great price. Whoever's going to win
that's
that.
A great
What's the
price.
question, Jeanette?
Okay, the question is, and it is going, well, no, it doesn't have to be based in Ireland.
No, it doesn't have to be, no.
So this answer can be for anywhere in the world. And we will pick what we think is the right answer because we know everything.
Yeah.
Where is the best place in the world to grow hydrangeas? So that's the question. Start putting your answers up there across TikTok, across Instagram, across Facebook. And
YouTube.
The more stars and love hearts that you have besides the place name that you use, the more it's going to attract Deirdre's eyes because obviously she's wearing her glasses tonight and she has to try and pick someone. So where is the best place in Ireland, not in Ireland, in the world, where is the best place in the world?
Oh, we have great
to
names.
grow
Alabama, Australia, my balcony.
This is it.
France.
There is no right answer as such. We will pick what we feel is the right answer. So how is the hydrangea wreath made? Because if you do go to Alabama, that sounds a lovely place, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There is a song, Alabama. If you do go to Alabama and you pick all your hydrangeas, first of all, pick them all kind of averagey, same size, makes life a little bit easier for you. But you will then be able to make your own hydrangea door wreath. Now, the idea is with hydrangeas is to pick them around this time of the year. Where I know my own hydrangeas come into flower around May, like, you know, I mean, June, etc. But the thing is, they're not hardy enough, they're not strong enough, and they won't dry out on your door. What happens is they'll just all kind of go crinkly and wrinkly, a bit like myself, okay? And they kind of shrivel up. So where if you leave it till late August, into September, you'll actually find that they're actually starting to nearly dry out on the tree, and they're absolutely ideal then for actually drying out. So with these hydrangeas, when they were picked, we gave them a good long drink. I dunked them in water, and then I took them out of the bucket of water and I stood them then in an empty bucket and I left them in the rain. Because as I said yesterday in Dublin, when I say it was shite, the rain didn't stop. It started, I don't know what time, I only came into work about 8:30 yesterday morning, and it was lashing at that stage. And when I went home yesterday evening, it was still lashing. So it lashed all day, left the hydrangeas out in the rain all day, and then this morning then, it didn't rain this morning, they were dry, we brought them over, we've just let them just dry there on their own, and now we're using them. So as you can see, that's what we're doing so far. So I have a couple of smallish heads in there. And next what I'm going to do now is go on to a couple of little bit kind of like more medium sized heads.
And somebody has up there West Cork, and I have to say I was down in West Cork last weekend.
Now don't be biased,
I won't be biased, but in
now.
fairness there was some amount on the ditches, not even in gardens, just in the ditches along the road the hydrangeas were growing. I think anywhere that light can reach, somebody says. Heavenly hydrangeas in Kilworth, County Cork. I believe I'd be better off buying them from Vanderplas. I don't have green fingers, Celine Rock.
Actually, Celine, yesterday I seen over on Deirdre's Instagram, she had, a video testimonial, and it was the very first video testimonial that you did for us when you did module 1 here at the school, which I don't know how many years ago that was. And like you were saying in the video, the way you had just moved to Tipperary and you didn't know anybody, felt really sorry for her. She'd no friends, Billy no mates. She decided to do the course literally to pass the time and for something to do. That was basically what she said. And then she got addicted to it, and then she kind of said, oh, this is definitely what I want to do. So just to show you so far, I'm kind of on the smaller heads, the medium heads, and now I'm adding in the bigger heads. So they're just kind of like gradually getting bigger. And even though I will presume that these were all off the one bush, I think Josephine has some bush.
I say she's a massive bush.
Massive bush, okay?
Massive
and it
bush.
obviously needed a good trimming, so fair play to her. There's all different shades and different colours. And what you'll find with the hydrangeas, so I'm just running out of the real wire, so I have another roll here. So I'm just kind of twisting the two wires together just to extend them rather than finishing one off and then trying to start the other one. Just literally twisting
Celine
it
said
together
it's still
like
that way.
wire.
She has no friends.
She still has no friends.
She
Hold
has.
on, you have Noreen, you have.
And you have us.
Exactly. Sure, I feel like I know you. I feel like I should be invited to. Was it her anniversary yesterday or the other day? I felt I should have been invited to the anniversary.
Sorry, somebody was
party.
ringing me, so we might just go off on
Hopefully
Facebook.
we didn't go off there. So again, just to let you see how this is working, and you can see where I have the bigger heads used up. So now I'm going back to our medium-ish side heads, okay? And
Jeanette, somebody just wants to know over on TikTok, how long will these last on the door?
Well, it depends really on the wind and the weather, okay? If you have a porch, it's probably better. That'll be a little bit protected. Just for the first couple of days, the first week or so, just to let it actually dry out. And then after that, it's absolutely fine. I know somebody was asking me about putting it on a grave. And if it was dry for the next few days, which you're not guaranteed in Ireland, you know that way, it'd be absolutely fine to put on a grave. Well, you would find that if it was lashing rain, you know that way, it mightn't give it a chance to dry out and just get a little bit hardier.
We haven't seen if Josephine is watching. Josephine, let us know if you're watching. Put a comment there and tell us. I'm Josephine. And let me see what other questions.
Again, as you can see, like they're really easy. And even though these are all off Josephine's same bush, she's some bush. It was a ferret, I'd say she had.
A big bush.
Big bush. All the shades and colours are absolutely gorgeous. And as I reckoned, I'm probably not going to make it, okay, all the way around. But don't worry, I do have a backup plan. So now I'm kind of like, no, I put that one there because it was a bit, oh no, that's okay. Yeah, it was that one. Got that one. So I'm now back to the smaller ones, so that the smaller ones then will meet up where I started with the smaller ones. Now I have 2 heads left over. And look at the space that I have left.
I told you you'd make it.
Well,
Every time you make it.
I think I could do with 3 heads. But listen, I'll do the best that I can. So a secret with making these hydrangea door wreaths is squash the hydrangeas together in the bed. Remember when you were kids and you were freezing, you had to all squash together in the bed like sausages, okay? Don't leave spaces in between them, because as they dry out, they do slightly shrink a little bit. And again, it just stops that you having kind of like gaps in between it. So I am going to have one gap at the end, but as I said, I have a little backup plan.
Okay,
so that's what it's looking like
God, it's
so
absolutely
far.
lovely. It's gorgeous.
So you can see where I had like the smaller ones here, and I don't know how even it is
no,
at
it
the
looks
end,
well, looks well.
but not too bad. Are finishing off with the bigger heads at the end.
And
So-
Jeanette, there's a question there about that she missed the introductory course in August, and when is the next introductory course?
Oh,
It's January.
January, yeah.
20
Snooze, you lose here.
27th of January.
Because this term is always a mad busy term for us because we have Christmas. And our Christmas is, we call it a 4-week online program, but it actually sometimes runs into 6 or 7 weeks. And I tell you why. It officially starts on the 1st of November. It's suitable for beginners, intermediate and advanced. But all of our past students, previous students over the years, the likes of Celine, etc., they all would come back to do the Christmas course again because it's completely different each year. But you see, they're all sitting there in October, November, early October, meant to say, and they're kind of scratching themselves and they're itchy and they're just dying to get started. And they're saying, what should I be buying in? How can I get prepared? What portfolio should I be putting up there? I want to show different stuff to what I did last year. I want to start marketing. I want to start selling for Christmas and taking the orders. And of course, they're waiting on the feckin' 1st of November. So what we started last year, and it was really successful, was we gave all the past, the oldies, the L ones, okay? We gave them all, some of them were only young ones, but we call them the oldies. We gave all the oldies early access. So definitely from around the 2nd week, 3rd week in October, they can have early access. Now, obviously, if any of the newbies want access as well, that's not a problem. But it won't officially start till the 1st of November. And the difference of the officially start is that we will have you members of our Bloom Room. You have the one-to-one WhatsApp with me. We have our question time, our support, and all our flowery friends in the Bloom Room. So if you do avail of the early access, you'll be a bit like Celine and Tipperary. You'll know nobody. You'll be on your own. Do you know that way? You'll be kind of there on your own until the ball starts getting rolling in the 1st of November. So that's why, like, you know what I mean?
And Celine and Noreen have put the link across the
Somebody was asking about the sustainable course, which is still on at the moment. Like, they're only about halfway through their program at the moment, but that's not going to be on until January again either. Now, I did put on the artificial silk flower arranging course starting next week because there was loads of demand for that one. So that is on again next week, and there is cheeky discount, 50% discount again for any of the followers who want to do that. Anyone for the Christmas program, there's SkillNet funding. It's €105 discount off it. So again, you know, get in touch if you're. The best thing to do is drop an
email, or anybody is on TikTok or Instagram. The link is in the bio, and you'll find all the details in the bio, in the link in the bio. Everyone is saying, are you going to put a bow on, Jeanette?
I have to put a bow on to finish to cover in my little hole I do. Okay, so the bow I'm going to make is a double collar bow. So I'm starting off with my single collar bow. So you can see where around the neck, crossed under the chin, and the back of the neck into the front. And normally when I do that with you, I just gather it in straight away, tie it with a wire or tie it with a string. But I'm going to try and do the double. Well, try, should be well able to do it. So I'm going to fold up the ribbon from what I would call the southwest. So in the southwest, I'm folding up the ribbon, I'm making a third loop, and I'm stopping in the middle. So in about Athlone, the middle of the country. And then I'm bringing the ribbon back up, and this time from the northeast corner, I'm going to bring the ribbon back over to the front. You can always rewind this later on, and that's how I'm getting, do you see my fourth loop? And then I'm going to trim off the ribbon. I'll put a fancy cut on that afterwards. And then from this little V here, to that little V up the top there, I'm going to gather it in. So I'm doing the tiniest squashes, pleats, gathers, whatever you want to call them, puckers, okay? Pucker it in there as tight as you can. I'm going to use a light wire. This is a 22 gauge wire. I'm going to wrap the wire around the center, and I'm going to twist the two pieces of wire together at the back to get it as tight as I possibly can. And then I'm going to come back and just pulling that wire to the back, and I'm putting my finger and thumb, you see, between the loops, okay, to give them a good stretch, you know, stretching them out. And then the two tails, they're hanging down. Sometimes you have to puck them as well to make them hang down. I'm putting our two tails together, folding them over, and from the open side of the ribbon, I'm cutting up on a 45-degree angle, and that's how I get the little dovetail cut. The ribbon then that's at the, the wire that's at the back, I'm just going to cut that off short, okay, because I don't need the wire on it. But what I do need is a skinny piece of ribbon. So I'm just cutting up.
Somebody just asked Jeanette, if you cut the hydrangea heads now, will I still get flowers on them next year?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, unless now your bush have you been trimming your bush all through the summer? So if you've been trimming your bush, you need to leave some flowers on, otherwise you won't get as many flowers next year. So just a small trim, do you know, that way we're coming into the winter months, nobody's going to see your bush. We're being double-minded here, okay? So don't trim them all off. Like I have hundreds on mine. Like I could easily do.
You have a big bush too.
I have a massive big bush, and I've been keeping it like tidy during the summer. I have keeping it just nicely trimmed. Now what I'm doing is with that skinny piece of ribbon that I trimmed off. Okay, just cut up the middle of the ribbon, in the center. I'm just tying a knot, and that's just going to camouflage the wire that was kind of covering. So just tying one knot for the moment, and I'm going to use them to tie it onto the frame, and that's going to cover the little gap, my little hole. So again, if your bush wasn't big enough and you have a hole, you have to try and cover your hole, and that's where we've made a bow.
And Anna says don't trim the bush too much. Celine has put up the link on how to make the bows, because there is a couple of questions there about the bows. So if you're interested, we do have it over on YouTube, and lots of videos there on making bows, and Celine has done it on Facebook. The link is up on Facebook.
These are little treasures you are. Now, do you know what? Because how's the competition going anyway?
I have a winner.
Best bushes in Ireland.
The best bushes in Ireland.
And before we announce,
are we not the best bushes in the world?
Oh, best bushes in the world. Okay. For anybody else, During the week, I was talking about cleaning my makeup brushes. So after I trimmed my bush and I looked after my little hole in the hydrangea bush, I needed my makeup brushes cleaned. And I had a great little trick, okay? Can anybody remember, was anybody watching? What did I suggest to use from a floristry point of view to use to clean your makeup brushes? We're going to give a couple of them away free. Start commenting there underneath. While you're doing that, I'm going to loop this piece of ribbon over that hole there, over the gap there first, okay? And now, I'm not going to tie that yet. I'm now going to tie my bow on, because in case anybody thinks I'm finished, I'm not finished, okay?
Somebody's asking over on TikTok where to get the ring to make the wreath on.
O'Neill's in, where are they? Carlingford, County Louth. So O'Neill's in Carlingford, County Louth. I'm sure the girls will tag them there. You can purchase them online and they'll send them to the UK or all over Ireland. I'm not sure about Europe. Don't know about Serbia. Not too sure. So I've just tied on my bow there, but you can still see I have 2 trails of ribbon to see that I added in as well. Now, in case anybody thinks like, were you dossing there today, Jeanette, or were you in work, or were you doing something? We were mental busy here today in work. So Noreen, as I said, not Noreen, what was her name?
Celine.
No, Josephine.
Oh, Josephine.
No, the one with the bush. Josephine had a massive big bush.
Well, Celine said her mother has a massive bush.
We'll be up to see your mother soon, we will. So what we were able to do was make a second door wreath, you see, because her bush was so big. And earlier on, I mossed up a frame. So that one is made on a twig frame, but this one is made on a moss frame. Now you're probably saying to yourself, oh Jesus, how did she do that and so on? I did a pre-record and I'll come back to you another day with that. So what I'm now going to do is,
because Josephine's daughter has a massive door.
She's a mansion.
Big knockers.
Big knockers, big mansion, loads of money she had, right? So what I'm doing is, I'll hold this up in a second, okay, is I'm looping these 2 ribbons together and I'm using a stapler and I'm hoping to feck it's going to be strong enough, okay? So I'm going to use lots and lots of staples, okay, to hold this together. I could use glue, but unfortunately I haven't got glue handy, okay, so just again. You can't see the staplers in this hessian ribbon, okay, so, and yeah, there is a
Somebody's asking how much is it. We are a training school, we don't sell them, but if anybody is selling them, comment underneath and let people know.
As I said, she has big knockers, so do you see the way I'm making
just bring it down a tiny
double door wreath?
Yeah, perfect.
Does it need a bow at the top?
I wouldn't.
Give us a vote. What do you think? Does it need a bow at the top? So what I'm now going to put at the top is another string for her again to tie onto her knockers. So again, we've got a long piece of this. This is a hessian ribbon and it has a lace kind of effect on it. I often send it, I actually do, not very often, I always seem to send this out to the bridal students for covering the handles of kind of some of the more natural wedding bouquets, and I just find it's nice. Now I'm just going
to... bow, yes a bow. Okay, we're having yes a bow. Okay, so 2
Okay, I'm not doing a bow.
Okay. No bow.
What I'm doing is I'm catching that string in. I'm just tying a knot, okay? And this is for...
oh, Josephine is watching.
Josephine, how big are your knockers? How big are your knockers, okay? So these 2 strings is to tie onto her big fat knockers, okay? So again, just to hold it up there to let you see it, that is our double door wreath. And if Josephine, because I think this was going to her daughter, but if she does decide that, you know what,
she wants one,
it's easy enough to separate them, and just to let you see the back of them, just so that you can see the back. So I did make one on a moss ring, but I did it as a pre-record, so I'll show it to you kind of like another time. And the bottom one, which you have seen live, strings at the top is for tying on, and if she wants to separate them, just cut the ribbon in the center, and there's enough ribbon there to make a bow. She can rewind this video and she'll be able to make the bow.
Okay.
How's the competition going?
So our winner of the candles was over on TikTok, believe it or not. And okay, I have to spell...
Hope it's not going all the way out to Serbia.
Well, so do I. It's the FEFF 8179 is the handle.
Is that actually a person?
And the answer was the bog in Killock County Galway.
Oh, so there you go. Right, so the bog in Killock, County Galway, has been unanimously voted, okay, right across the world, from Serbia,
As the best
Denmark,
place to-
Connecticut, you name it, they've all voted that as the best place in the world to get hydrangeas. So A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever your woman's name is, having a clue who
Could
she
be
is.
a fella.
Could be a fella.
And if you're on, just let us comment and let us know that you're still on. And the stem strippers, I'm just going to show.
We now have to tell them the answer. So for cleaning your makeup brushes, these are a godsend, okay? They're absolutely brilliant. Put a bit of soap, wet your makeup brush, put a bit of soap on it, swish it around on the little grooves of it, rinse them off, no damage, okay? Just leave them then to dry. These are fantastic, and you can still use it as your stem stripper for taking the thorns off your roses, removing the leaves off chrysanthemums and lilies. They're absolutely brilliant, but they'll also work on other flowers.
Somebody wants to know what's TikTok. TikTok is another social media platform.
Remember Tic Tacs, the sweets that you used to? Well, it's not them.
No, it's not.
Ask your kids.
There's a few very disappointed people, and so there's people looking to get the wreath. There's people looking to buy the wreath. Go to your local flower shop with a photo, screen grab this, hold it up, Jeanette, and screen grab it and tell your florist that you're looking for something like this.
Josephine's bush there. Do you know that? I hear that she's organising walk and garden tours in the garden. Bring your own secateurs and you'll be able to make them. I know when we advertised that this is what we were doing this evening, we had some of our oldie students. I know Debbie over in the UK, she was posting her hydrangea wreaths. Siobhan down in Kerry, Leonie down up in Cavan. They were all posted them. And I said, smart arses, I'm going to do something slightly different tonight. I'm always ahead of you. We never have people.
Well, what's
us.
Sarah Campbell said in her
We
blog?
don't worry about those behind us because we're always ahead of the posse. We worry about those that's in front of us, and at the moment we have a clean path.
Sarah Campbell, her blog went live yesterday morning, and one of the questions I asked her was, how does she keep up on trends? And she says, my darling, I don't keep up on trends, I set them.
So there you go. And if you get a chance, anybody that's interested in flowers at all, or 100% if you're involved in flowers, go over to our podcast button on our website, caseflowerschool.com, and listen to the podcast that went up yesterday with Sarah Campbell. I tell you, sit down with a cup of tea and a biscuit. You'll be laughing. She's a howl. She'll put you in good humour. I was going to say she'll put you in bad humour. If you're in bad humour, I tell you, she'll put a smile on your face. She's an absolute howl a minute, she is. She'll keep you amused. And I tell you, what you pick up off her, like the tips and hints about weddings, luxury weddings. You know that? None of these little budgety brides, like luxury weddings. That's what she specialises in. And really, it's all about getting yourself out there and getting them luxury brides and getting them luxury weddings. So definitely go and listen to the podcast.
Okay, the winners of the stem stripper. Just a quick reminder: the winner of the candles on TikTok was the THEFF 8179. I should have picked an easier one. And the answer that they had up was the bog in Knocklock in Galway. So if you're still on, comment and let us know.
I say that's a fake account.
Well, if they don't, the thing is, if they're not on, they're not going to know that they have to send me an email to info@caseflowerschool.com with their address so we can send it out to them. And if
Imagine putting on the address DF 12345 Kinloch, County Galway.
And if they don't come back to me, well, then we'll give it away in the next live.
Give it away again.
Okay, and the winners of the stem strippers are Corcoran Tina. So I say it's Tina Corcoran, so I'm backwards.
I'd say so.
Sinead Maloney, Helen Murphy, Mahan Flowers, and Grania 64.
There you go. So Andy, if your name was called out, send us an email, info@caseflowerschool.com. Send it this evening, if possible, or before 9 o'clock in the morning, because this will be dealt with first thing in the morning. We normally head to the post office early. Huge thanks for everybody joining in. Huge thanks to everybody that shared. If you didn't share, why didn't you? Get on, click share there. It costs you absolutely nothing. If you're watching this on the replay, unfortunately, you've missed out on the prizes. But listen, you can join us again for the next one. We'd love if you shared the video. We'd love if you comment underneath, because again, with analytics and Meta and Facebook and TikTok and Snapchat, we need to get the interaction. It's really important to us. If you have any questions on any of our classes held here at the school, drop us an email, info@caseflowerschool.com. Module 1, Module 3 and the artificial programme are all starting next week. Christmas online program is starting the 1st of November. And please pop over to Flourish Emporium down in Cork. Say hi to Louise. Have a look at her bargain candles and her bargain diffuser wreaths that she's selling off for €5 to bring in lots and lots of new stock. And again, if you're looking for a nice present, Deirdre's taking it off me. Again, rewind this video. Have a look at the very beginning where I showed you the candle, the sand, the scents. She even sent out all the wicks. And again, plenty and plenty of sand. You could probably make another few candles out of it.
I'd say so.
So again, it's a fantastic price it is. And pop over, say hello, and let her know that we did give it away in case she thinks I kept it. She did actually send it out.
And just a quick hello to Amanda Larkins. She's watching from her hospital bed.
Hiya, Amanda. How are you?
She's loving it. She loved it.
Amanda is over in the hospital. What's the 3 ingrown toenails she has?
3 ingrown toenails.
3 ingrown toenails, and I think a pig's ear is what she has. So pop over to Amanda. What's her page? Botanicals. Boudarax or Boudarax Botanicals. It's a big complicated one. You have to make names simple for me to get them. Amanda, put your link there in the comments. Pop over. Wish her the best of luck with getting them 3 ingrown toenails removed, and hopefully the pig's ear will vanish overnight. Great to see you on here tonight, Amanda. Anything else?
No, I think that's all.
And if you have anything else personally wrong with you, whatever you do, don't let us know. Listen, thanks a million, everybody. Great. Hope you all have a great evening. Great interaction from you all. We really appreciate it, and talk to you all very, very soon. See you then. Bye bye.